Delta of your state, so if you're in California, Delta of California will not send the check to your office if you're in California. They'll send the check to the patient. And they do that as a nuisance because they know it makes another layer of complication. You have to collect at time of service, and then Delta reimburses the patient. In the state of California, because you have patients likely from other parts of the country, they have Delta of Arizona or Delta of Oregon or Delta of Washington, Delta of Nevada. They will allow you to assign those benefits. And I recommend whenever a PPO plan will allow you to assign benefits, I recommend that you check the box and say yes. Now, it does create another layer of involvement on your practice's part. But frankly, it's something that we're skilled at and we can do. But the reason I recommend that you check the box, meaning that the patient will send you the check for the insured portion, the reason I recommend that is because then we only have to collect the copayment from the patient. It makes it less of a difference, less of a big deal. And as a result, you'll end up keeping more of your patients. So whenever the insurance company will allow you to accept assignment benefits, most of the other plans will allow you to accept assignment of benefits. There are some exceptions, but Delta in your state will always send the check to the patient. That means you have to collect in full at time of service, which, Naren, can we agree is not a popular, a popular decision for the patient? Can we agree on that?
Agreed.
Yep. However, in most cases, when they realize they're going to get a check very quickly from Delta, the way we handle that, by the way, if I can go through a verbal skill on that, the way we handle that is, Naren, because we're no longer contracted with Delta, they're going to send you a check. I wish they would send it to us, but they won't. They like to make it difficult. They won't send us the check. I wish they would, but they won't. So we ask our patients to pay at time of service today, and most of our patients do that by a debit or credit card. Put it on a debit or credit card today. We'll be filing that claim immediately with Delta, and you should get a check very quickly from Delta, very quickly. If you don't have a check in, let's say, 2 weeks, talk to your benefits supervisor at work and let them know that, because then your benefits supervisor at work can exert some pressure on Delta. Now, what we found is in the years we've been teaching this approach, Naren, the patient has never had to talk to their benefits supervisor at work. Right. Why is that? Why don't they have to talk to their benefits supervisor at work?
You mean,
why don't they ever have to march in there and say, I haven't got my check?
Because they get the, meaning if they don't get the check?
Why don't they have to talk to their benefits supervisor at work exerting pressure?
Because you are handling it for them. You get the check and you take care of it for them, right?
No, it's because Delta pays the patient very quickly.
They
don't pay you quickly. They've never paid you quickly.
Right.
They pay the patient very quick. Now, don't confuse this. Do not think.
Yeah, I did get confused. I thought like business as usual, but you're saying they treat patients one way, they treat doctors the other way.
The Delta does not care about your patient. They hope your patient never goes to the dentist, because if they never go to the dentist, they're never going to have to pay claims.
Right.
So don't confuse that. However, we know they don't care about you. Delta doesn't care about you, your dental office, or why would they have such mousy fee schedules? Yeah. But who do they care about?
The employer.
They care about the employer.
Mm-hmm.
And they know that the way to keep the employer happy is to keep their employees happy.
Right.
Because if the benefits supervisor has to deal with a lot of disgruntled employees about the dental insurance benefits, they're going to switch plans. So they pay the patient very quickly. We routinely hear patients get their check in 4 days, 5 days, 7 days, 8 days. Never once did you get paid that quickly from Delta.
Right.
But now the patient is. In all the years we've been teaching that approach, no one's ever had to march into the benefit supervisor at work and exert pressure because they have a check from Delta. And really, all the patient has to experience, once they experience that once with your office, they're conditioned then to accept that because they will pay the patient very quickly.
Right.
So I recommend, fee for service simply means that you're able to get your full fee. You don't have to write anything off. You're able to get your full fee. As far as the details, I recommend being patient friendly with it. Let the patients know they can choose your office for their care. They can use their benefits right in your practice. You're going to file the claim form for them themselves. and you're going to be on their side to help them get every dollar of benefit. And when you do that, you'll find that you'll retain the majority of your pay. If you have a relationship-driven practice where you're truly in rapport and relationship with them, you will retain as many of those as possible. And that's a healthy byproduct of doing this the right way. You'll lose some. Let me be clear. I wish there was a way. I wish I could tell you, hey, there's a way to do this and not lose any patients. And I'm not going to say that because I've never seen it happen. The truth is, the ones you lose is the only reason they come to you is because you're on their plan. That's the only reason they come to you.
Right.
They don't care about the other things. They only care about the fact that you're on their plan, and that's it. And by the way, they were sort of oriented that way anyway by the way they found your practice. Likely they found your practice by looking on the dental insurance company's website and you were listed as a provider. So those patients arrive with baggage. A much better way to market your practice is to use Google instead of Delta. Have patients find you via Google. Then they're using other quantitative reasons to choose you as a much better way to get new patients. So just as a sidebar, to replace any patients you might lose and to replace the historic flow of patients that have come from PPO plans, I'd recommend that you master search engine optimization, organic search engine optimization, and have people find you by Google instead of looking you up on the insurance website. The best way to do that is to work with your firm, Naren, Equa, because you are masters at helping dental offices really excel at everything related to organic search engine optimization. And you've been kind enough to offer our listeners a marketing strategy meeting, an MSM, marketing strategy meeting. Just go to equa.com/MSM and learn how Equa can radically reduce your cost of marketing and allow you to attract quality new patients without having to rely on the PPO plans. Well, this has been a fun discussion. Hopefully I've dispelled some myths and some confusion about what it really means to be fee for service. I'll bring it back full circle. What it means is you're able to charge your full fee. The details, you get to decide. My approach on the details is to make it as patient-friendly as possible, because that allows us the best result by allowing us to retain as many of your existing patients as possible. It does create a little bit more work on your part, but it's work that we can easily manage with good systems in place in your practice.